In this video, I'm going to teach you how to paint a green tree. I will cover how to use the wet and wet technique and how easy to get a beautiful tree texture. It's easy and simple, beginner-friendly tutorial. So if you want to learn how to paint an easy and beautiful tree as well as master a new technique, then keep watching this video. Let's get started. I start to apply stroke. You see I press on the brush and the tip of my brush. And with these strokes I make the shape of a tree. I painted the edge of the left side and now I apply it on the right. First we will paint the basic shape of the tree and later we will add details, leaving wide gaps between leaves. Sometimes add clean water to the brush. Well, by doing so, we add more light hues and keep the pigment wet. We work quickly, so tree is wet on wet in the technique. So tree has a wet and wet technique. And now look here, I mainly do white strokes unlike the previous tree. We already painted the basic shape. Now I load sub-green pigment into my brush. See how I use the belly of my brush to apply it on top of the first layer. Be sure the sun is touching our tree on the right side and our foliage is mostly warm, so we leave it untouched. I quickly add and the paint is mixed. Now I load into my brush a dark green color. This is a mix of sub-green with indigo and now apply to the lower part of the foliage. I also mainly work with strokes. Sometimes I overlap the previous layers. I try to work quickly, especially in the area where it is wet. Sometimes I go beyond our tree shape, it's okay. In this tree, I decided to use a medium tone to add more color and depth to our tree. It's a mix of sub-green and burnt sienna. It's similar to a brownish greenish tint. Now I add mainly the middle part. I put it on top of sub-green and sometimes even dark green. Add it to the top of the foliage as well. I make a different look and some texture. The tree has got new colors and our tree looks absolutely interesting and amazing. So I add a little water to the pigment to make it lighter. Not again because as you can see the color fades a little and I add more of that color. Now I'm going to go down and on the left side I add leaves already with dots and light strokes. I take more dark green again and add more of this dark color to the tree from below. But sometimes I make strokes, small dots in harmoniously mix it with each other and it's very beautiful. Well, we start adding more details, more textured lines and the tree looks more realistic. Below you can see I add more leaves in the same way. I'm already happy with my results, so I'm going to paint the tree trunk. I wash off pigments from my brush in water and move on to the trunk. I load it in the brush again and I'm going to use burnt umber to paint the trunk. Grab it again into my brush and again don't forget that we are painting a tree trunk in the middle of our tree. I start painting on the left side and I put the line a little white and rinse my brush in clean water. Load clean water into my brush and make a stroke next to the previous one. Put it a little, let the pigment mix with water, and gradually get a gradient from dark to light. I paint the trunk a little longer. I wash off the brush again, load water and pull down. That is, I paint the ground on which a tree stands. Yes, so I'm loading an intense burnt umber and on the left side of the trunk. I make shadows on it. I put it on the ground as well, showing different colors on the earth, working with the shadows of tree trunk. I rinsed my brush in water and with a clean brush, but before that I still blotted extra drops of water on a paper towel. I leave the pigment on the right side of the trunk, making it a little lighter. Now I add green-brown to the ground. These are fallen leaves. I really like to paint trees like this. Leaves lie on the ground. This way it makes an interesting look. I decided to add some more dark brown color here. On the right side, I painted a small branch as well. There you have it! This is the second tree we paint in the wet on wet technique. Here you can see on the left side we did it with dabbing, on the right side we just did white strokes. You can see the difference between these two trees. This tree is a project for my class all about trees. You can watch it on Skillshare for free. The link is below in the description section. If you don't have a premium Skillshare subscription, then follow my link and you will get 1 month free. In my class, I explain in detail the techniques, the color palette and sketch the basic shapes of the trees. Okay, in the next video I will show you how to paint a tree in a fall color palette.